Someone once introduced me as, "This is Julie, she's beautiful." And I smiled, because that's what you're supposed to do. But something inside of me shifted, not because she was offensive, not because she was wrong, but because I've been introduced that way before. And before we go any further, there's something important that I have to share at the end of this video. What we should say instead, because that changes everything. Welcome to the Julie D'Andra Show. This is where we slow things down, tell the truth, and become the prize without forcing it. In the previous episode, I talked about good-looking men and how that attraction could distort effort, accountability, and value. Today, I want to talk about something quieter, but deeper. The problem with saying, "My daughter is beautiful." Not because it's cruel, not because parents mean harm, but because it's rarely neutral. Scroll through social media for a few minutes. You'll see it everywhere. "My daughter is beautiful. My son is handsome. Look at them." Before we know anything about them, who they value, how they think, we're told what matters, and that becomes the headline. My mom used to tell me how beautiful I was when I was younger, and I don't say that with resentment. I know she loved me, I know she cared, but that was the praise that landed. So I learned something very early. When I walk into a room, I should be seen. I should hold attention because I matter visually. No one ever explains what happens when you're held to that foundation. Because if that's what you're rewarded for, then that's what you'll protect. You protect the mirror, you protect perception, and you protect approval. And slowly, without you realizing it, your sense of approval starts shifting from inward to outward. So here's the question that no one prepares you for. What happens when the looks fade? What happens when the attention goes away? What happens when you no longer have that job title anymore that you based your whole status on? What are you left standing on if beauty was the main thing and main attribute that you could bring to a room? I was at a networking event the other day, and the mom was telling me, "I have a beautiful daughter. No ego, no performance, just love." Later in the conversation, I mentioned something that I talk about often. How I try not to make beauty the headline of the conversation. How I think about what it teaches without anyone intending to teach it. She stopped and then said, "You know what? I actually agree with you." That moment stayed with me because it isn't some extreme idea. Most people feel it. They just haven't put words to it yet. This conversation isn't about never saying someone is beautiful. It's just not making that the foundation. Because when we teach girls or anyone that their value comes based on their looks, they grow up performing instead of becoming. So let's come back to what I mentioned at the beginning. What do we say instead? She's thoughtful. She's curious. She's resilient. She's inspirational. Because confidence doesn't come from being admired. It comes from knowing that you're still standing even when all else is failing. I'm Julie, and my goal is to take you from where you are now into becoming the prize. Not because you are seen, but because you are solid. I'll see you in the next episode.